So I just finished reading A Naturalist on Amazon today, which is a book that I've been reading over about the past week and a half or so. And there's really kind of two main aspects to the book, which are interlaced throughout the whole thing as the author travels from region to region in Brazil. The first aspect really being kind of just the more scientific or naturalistic side of it, in terms of going over different kind of animals, whether they be anything from ants, beetles, insects, mammals, birds, fish, or even monkeys, just all the kinds of different kind of species that you'd come across, and explaining things like their physical characteristics and drawing comparisons and distinctions between animals that the reader might be more familiar with, as well as talking about the kind of habits of the animals, their habitats, their kind of social systems. Really just giving each one a brief overview. In terms of this aspect of the book, I didn't really enjoy most of the descriptions of the animals. I just wasn't really interested in them. However, there was some that I liked and some that I really liked. Also, it goes over things like plants and such as well, like different kind of trees, flowers, that kind of thing. So yeah, some of them I really enjoyed, but most of them I found a bit boring. Not necessarily that they were bad descriptions. I thought the whole book was written really, really well. It was really captivating and interesting. It's just that some of the subjects, in terms of especially the plants, again, as it goes further out of the book and he explained so many different other different things, it just didn't pique my interest. The other aspect of the book dealt with more of the kind of people we came across, the different kind of towns, villages and cities, and just how they lived. So a lot of it was kind of personal anecdotes of different people that were in those cities and towns, kind of like the social structure of it, the economy, like, again, just everything from really down to earth personal anecdotes about a certain person at a certain time that lived there, and then maybe use that as a jump off point to talk about the place more generally, maybe a little bit of the history, like how it was outlaid, what kind of buildings were there, what the streets were like, what the roads were like, what the market was like, what kind of things were sold at the market, how much they would cost compared to other places. Again, just giving, like he did with animals, really a good, decent, thorough, but nonetheless short and concise overview of that town, that village, or even that river, that part of the Amazon. Some of the places that he talks about is kind of like big coca plantations, like so chocolate grown plantations. He'll talk about what they were like, what the kind of people like were there, the people who grew these things, what kind of their living conditions were. He'll talk about a few anecdotes about them. In terms of these were the things that I was really more interested in. Some of them, again, there's lots of anecdotes. Some of them are obviously better than others, but for the most part, I did thoroughly enjoy them and find it interesting. Also, I should say that this is about his travels in the 1840s to 1850s. So, getting that perspective of Brazil at that time, that place, that kind of, those people, that culture, was really interesting. So yeah, overall I really enjoyed the book. I wouldn't say I enjoyed it as much as Flowers for Algernon, because it's a very radically different subject, and obviously it's a non-fiction book. I don't think you can really compare it to that kind of thing, but again, I did really enjoy it nonetheless. I thought it was quite good, and I enjoyed it a lot more than I did the book on the Andes, which was more just about mountain climbing really. this one really got into the environment, got into the people a lot more than that one did.